FBI working directly with Tommy Egan.
What's our next move? We stay in one step ahead at all times.
Here, you got pills to move. I got the bodies you need to move them.
Now's the time to send the Serbs a bigger message. That's the only way they ever gonna...
So we're back to that time of the week where we run through a preview of the upcoming episode, and after episode 6 we established the theme was territory and alliances, and I do think we're going to see much of the same going forward right up until the end of season 2. Merkovich made a move on the Crimson projects that had devastating consequences, and Tommy won't just take this lying down, he will respond, but I think he's going to bide his time and make the right move. He's learned a lot from Ghost, and he does know hitting the Serbs back with violence isn't the right move, but we are going to see him making another play to hurt them twice as much. Elsewhere we've got Shanti plotting her next move with Claudia. There's going to be a big test for Vic Flynn and Diamond getting pulled away from the street game. So as always, we're going to run through a roundup of the week's news, exclusive clips and images. Although one thing that has been missing, as you guys know, for this season is interviews, but good news on the strike. It does seem like it is coming to an end and they may be striking a deal soon. So hopefully for Raising Kanan, we can get back to the usual previews. Now the title for episode 7 is Chicago is heating up, and the synopsis reads, Tommy and Diamond continue gaining territory behind Miguel's back, but Diamond is pulled in other directions. Janard gets more than he bargained for. Meanwhile, Tommy will put Vic's loyalty to the test.
Here, you got pills to move. I got the bodies you need to move them.
Now what's Shanti's next move? What's the play now that she's made her intentions clear about taking the CBI? The trailer for episode 7 really made it no secret about her approaching Claudia and taking her up on the deal that she offered Janard. Claudia has the pills, but she needs the distro. And since Janard refused, Shanti stepped in because we all know what she's about. She's about to take over. Now these two coming together is going to be a very dangerous team in the long run. We all know what Claudia is capable of, and we're now starting to learn about Shanti, who we still haven't seen too much of. So we've got Shanti and Bradley, who used to be Janard's right hand man, who might just become hers instead. Because we know Janard is a loose cannon and is in no fit state to lead. Now something I am very intrigued to see is what I mentioned earlier in the week with my Shanti breakdown, is her interaction with Tommy Egan. I mentioned how there was an untold story with Jukebox and how they missed a chance to have Juke and Tommy come face to face. You know, having her coming over to New York and really causing chaos and seeing how Tommy deals with that situation. So I want to see Shanti coming face to face with Tommy. I want to see her reaction to her new boss, and I want to see what moves she puts in place next. Now on a side note for Shanti, this is also where we'll finally see her in action, and she's definitely not someone to be messed with. We're going to see her in action in the ring, as well as what looks like at Claudia's exclusive strip club, standing her ground. Now moving over to Tommy and Vic, which actually starts with law enforcement. Stacey Marks is talking to her boss about having a high-level CI who's working directly with Tommy Egan, and she's been pushing Vic hard, although will that backfire? She wants results, not excuses, and that's because she has her eyes on becoming the mayor. Her intentions were made clear earlier this season, especially when Bobby DeFranco said she put his job on the line and went above his head and pulled him into the task force. So I think we all know by now where Stacey Marks stands and what her vision is, but the amount she's pushing him, I really wouldn't be surprised if something did come back to bite her, because I just can't see Vic giving what she wants. I know he was speaking to Gloria at the Flynn mansion, and he said he has to take down Tommy Egan, but with the synopsis teasing Tommy will test his loyalty, I just don't think Vic will betray him, but let's wait and see. I'm sure there's going to be a few twists and turns to come, that's for sure, and it is going to start with whoever Vic has his gun pointed towards.
Look, the Serbs know that we're gonna be coming back for them, but they ain't expecting Miguel to do it. Surprise, motherfuckers! Garcia do all the work for us, and we just keep expanding.
Now, just before we get to the Serbs, we are going to continue to see Tommy expanding his organization. The synopsis teases that Diamond and Tommy continue to build their territory behind Miguel's back, and it makes me wonder when will Miguel find out Tommy's up to no good, because it honestly doesn't seem like it's anytime soon. In this exclusive clip, Tommy tells Diamond that he spoke to Miguel Garcia, and they spoke about a common enemy, Merkovich. He convinced him that the best way to attack the Serbs was to cut off their supply, and this is where Shay comes in. We're going to see Shay return for the first time since episode 2. Now, he's the man who runs the Estrada cartel, who supplies both Merkovich and Miguel, so that's the issue. However, what's changed since episode 2 is Tommy and Diamond can handle a lot more weight, so Miguel can actually go to Shay and be in a position where he can actually take the Serbs product off Shay's hands to give to Tommy. Unfortunately, we all know what Tommy's planning. He's thinking the same thing as Shanti, taking over. Tommy is using the classic principles of the 48 laws of power of keeping his hands clean. He's making Miguel do all the dirty work for him. So when it comes to this move between Miguel, Shay and the CBI, everybody will be looking out for their own best interest, and no doubt, there will probably be a few slide moves in the mix. Now in whose favor, let's wait and see, because I am sure there will be a lot of crews that will be circling around to take advantage of the Serbians being cut off from their supply. Elsewhere with Tommy's story, we've got Maria Garcia, which goes in the same category as Miguel finding out about Tommy's business moves. When will Miguel find out about Tommy and Maria? We're approaching that stage of the season where Chicago will be heating up, and with their relationship doing the same, they risk being caught by Miguel. Now we only have to look at what he did to Kendall in episode 5 for putting hands on Maria, so when he finds out Tommy's with his sister, all hell will break loose. So we've got Maria struggling as if she's having to make a tough decision, although we do have to bear in mind, these trailers are extremely manipulated, so let's just keep that in the back of our minds. The same also goes with this scene with Janard, although we can link this back to the official trailer. This is where Janard will say, Tommy, you're gonna get what you deserve. Now taking this from the top, we all know about Janard's drug addiction, but how Shanti has him on the straight and narrow, well at least attempting to. We don't know whether he will in the long term, because we also saw how Kate recently relapsed, but they plan to take the CBI from Tommy and Diamond, although I'm not sure whether Janard will be fully on board with her plan. Of course, only time will tell, but I just get the feeling that he just isn't 100% on board with Shanti. But what's brought him to holding a gun saying he's going to give Tommy what he deserves? Because this isn't a part of Shanti's plan. Shanti's plan is to sit back, help them build CBI back up, and when it's right where they want it, take it from them. So this is definitely not a move made by Shanti, this is Janard being a loose cannon. Now regardless, I think Tommy isn't stupid enough to trust Janard. He knows not to trust him and he'll be keeping a close eye on him, that's for sure. He clocked Janard sniffing his nose when he embraced Diamond, and who knows, Tommy might have even known about Janard's drug addiction, but keeping his cards really close to his chest. As we all know throughout the Power universe, the streets do talk, so I wouldn't be surprised if this found its way back to Tommy through his soldiers. So let's wait and see what this whole situation is with Janard, whether he can get himself clean, whether he falls back into old habits, or whether he sticks to the plan with Shanti or causes chaos within the CBI. Over to the storyline with Diamond away from the drug game. We all know he's mentoring Leon, and it's only a matter of time before he gets close to Gianna, but Diamond does have some tough choices to make. While they're building their territory behind Miguel's back, he's going to be pulled in other directions. Now you can only assume this direction is the complete opposite to that of the street game, which we all know is bad news. You can't have a double life in this game because it just doesn't end well. We've got him in a suit and tie at what seems to be another rally in Chicago. The citizens of Chicago want peace in their streets, and I don't blame them. There's been a lot of death and violence recently, and the Crimson Project is just yet another example of what Chicago is having to deal with. Now with that being said, I'm expecting some big casualties over these next few episodes just to raise the stakes. Whether that could be Maria, Leon or Gianna to hurt Tommy and Diamond and the CBI, who knows, but I do feel like the Serbs will come and they're gonna come and attack hard. There are a few scenes we're yet to see, so this will start to heat up, and it is going to start with episode 7. But with that being said, that's a breakdown of all things we can expect for episode 7. So drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and let me know your predictions for what you think is going to be another build-up episode gearing up to the big one, episode 8. And we all know in the Power universe, 8 is a big number. So drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.